Big up, big up, big up, and welcome to the Liberal 12th Man Show. I'm Liberal 12th Man, and we are in an instant match review, instant match reaction, I should say, not review. I guess we could call it a review. Big up, Edward, for joining me. And all those that are going to be joining us certainly soon enough after that wild game. Very, very much wild game. I think that it had me I think I didn't get to go to my supporter pub, but I definitely think that we have my neighbors are probably understanding that it was a closer game than it needed to be in this. They're showing some extra match reaction, or not extra match coverage actually in the background here. Crystal Palace versus Villa. Crystal Palace is up 2-1 in that game. Give me 1 second. I'm going to try to get these out try to get this out to everyone else. What's the pub like? The pub is the pub's actually a pretty cool pub that I go to. It's actually right next to Dara knows it well. Or I should say well, but he knows it well enough because he's been there before. But it's our supporter pub here in our town is actually right next to Chase Field, which is the baseball stadium, and it's like in between Chase Field and the Phoenix Suns arena, which is the basketball arena. So we have definitely a nice little assortment of groups out there. Also wanted to definitely put out there some big announcements as we do make it to a quarterfinal. They definitely need to apply VAR in this competition. I get that some people don't like VAR, but there were some questionable, and I mean very, very questionable calls in this game. Most notably, the call at the end of the game there where Welbeck's got Ibu's kick completely. He has it completely in a hold of it. Is pulling him down basically by his kick. And then Ibu gets called for the foul when Welbeck takes a little bit of a stumble, and I call it a dive easily. So what an absolute farce, if you ask me. But all the same, we get through this game. I'm sure there's going to be some Scapegoat FC takes out there for some of the players and how they played. But it doesn't matter. The bottom line is we made it through to the quarterfinals. Be interesting to see who we end up getting in the quarterfinal. And it'll be very, very interesting to see if it's going to be a home match or if it's going to be an away match. I'm hoping it's a home match, obviously. Give me 1 second too here. I'm trying to get this out. We're going to be joined by Brian, and I think we're going to also be joined by possibly we should be joined by JK as well. So let me make sure I got this right. All right, sending it out to Brian. Hopefully that gets it to him. What'd you guys think of that game? Tell me exactly what you're feeling in the chat. I know that it was certainly not an easy one. I didn't. I definitely am. I will be sending them right now. I'm sending them as we speak. Apparently, I thought I sent them, but I did not send all of the links. So I'm going to get the panel together here. I definitely want to hear what they have to say, and I certainly want to hear what you have to say in the chat. So please do. Tell me what you're feeling, what you're thinking, and it's been a wild one. This one was certainly a wild one. Let me get it out to them. All right, so the links are sent. Irishman's here with us, and let me make sure I have this all set up for us. Brian, you there?
Yep.
Yep. And we'll be joined shortly by JK, I'm sure, if he gets an opportunity. And we're going to be here joined by Lee as well. Big up, Lee.
Hi, mate.
So, wild one at the beach, right? Wild one at American Express Stadium. What was your reactions to that game, guys? I mean, geez, pretty wild one.
Pleased with it, like it was a good workout. But obviously, the 2 goals were really sloppy, weren't they? Put a bit of a dampener on it, like, but I was pleased with the performance.
Yeah, agreed. You know what I have? If there's anything, I'll let Brian say what he felt first, and then I'll say my piece as well. Brian, did you have a take, or how'd you react to that match that we just saw as we move on to the quarterfinal?
Just great fun. Really,
Mickey bum time. Yeah,
just a great fun game. I mean, it like the first half. It looked like it was going to be a fun game, and then it kind of fizzled out a little bit.
Yeah.
There wasn't much in the way of quality, and then all of a sudden, in the second half, it was like boom! It just exploded. It was great. Like that second half was brilliant fun. I mean, if for a neutral sitting in a pub just watching a game, that second half would have been brilliant. Had nearly everything. So 5 goals and mistakes and great goal. I mean, but the first impression, just a really good, fun game to watch more than anything else.
Mm-hmm. One notable, and this is I love this player too, but one notable action that was done in the game that I really didn't feel comfortable seeing, is subbing Kwanzaa out for the last basically 5 minutes.
I wasn't going to bring. I was going to wait to bring that. I was going to talk about happy things before I mentioned
happy things before we bring up that. Oh, sorry.
It's pretty brutal, but yeah,
that is
yeah.
In the extensive collection of mistakes by centre half where they overrun the ball coming out, that was a perler, that first one. But it happens to young defenders and older defenders. It just happens, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I think Bernie's got it. It was very disrespectful. I think I was just like, look, I understand that he messed up on the first goal. That I can get.
Big time.
And then I could also even say that it was very, very unlucky for him to get the pretty much the deflection that goes through his legs and and goes past Yaros. That was harsh. That was extremely harsh.
It was brutal. It was brutal. What, like, because the commentators were, I was thinking, surely not. And that was basically what the second co-Congo, he goes, surely not.
Yeah.
And then the other commentator was going, I think it might be. And it was like, then you see 78 go up, and it's like, geez, man, that is, because the other guys go, maybe he's just bringing on a fourth defender or something. It was like, no, that was a real, that I haven't seen one quite.
How many times have you seen that over the years? You do see it over the years, don't you? Where it happens like twice in succession to a defender like that. And it's just bad luck, isn't it? Really.
Yeah, I did feel. Look,
I felt for our young son.
Yeah, it added a kind of an unsavory side note to a very tasty game.
Right.
Only his second season as a first team player, and you know what I mean.
And but it wasn't like, hey, let's not get twisted. Like, as in, to bring Ibu in that cold, into this game was a extremely risky situation. You know. And then he gets involved immediately into the action. That
was a terrible decision.
Not only was it not a card, it wasn't a foul. At no point
he was being fouled
there between him and
Evo was being fouled.
Yeah.
It was Ibu that was being fouled. It's just
I
the
know.
ref couldn't see it from
Yeah.
behind.
He just
Like,
couldn't see it
okay,
from his angle.
okay, fair enough if you misread the situation and give the foul, but what the hell are you doing giving a yellow card out there? Like,
Yeah.
where's that yellow card coming from?
Maybe this is the only
What
thing I could
the-
think of him giving a yellow card for would have been because he kicked the ball away.
Oh,
No,
maybe if you did
it
that.
was for the.
He ended up at the end after he called the foul. He ended up kicking the ball
Maybe
away.
you're right.
but
Yeah.
All the same, I think he was probably kicking the ball away, obviously for defensive reasons, but also
It makes it
in the
slightly
sheer fact of
possible.
that was some BS. You know,
Yeah.
he was not happy about that call. It was one of those situations where you're just like, come on, man.
Yeah.
Come on.
No, like
Great.
Jimmy
I
was saying
went
there, I thought what Slot did subbing Kwanzaa was horrible, confidence destroying, full stop.
I'm not going to
sure
go as
about
far as
Kwanzaa
what
getting
Hollywood
overhyped
Rock
last
has
season.
to say.
He has bozo gene. Well, yeah, I was just sorry, I should have pre-read that before I read it. Yeah.
Yeah. I wouldn't go that
no,
far.
I didn't want to go.
Like, I know that Ibu was often slotted or slated with that name, that term. But I don't think he's overhyped. I really think this is similar.
Depends how high you hype them. He's only
Yeah,
it's
it does
only
kind of
depends how high
I get
you hype
that.
them.
I get
Yeah,
that.
if
I
the
mean,
rest
there
of
were
us normal people are like, hey, he's good, give him a chance, give him some time.
Yeah, it's often why you don't want to say those silly things of like the Hungarian Gerard or like the or BBQ like
or condolences maybe.
Yeah. I agree.
I think he shouldn't have. Yeah, I think there's a little bit more to this. Though. I think that was him going, I don't give a fuck how bad it looks. I don't care if I'm bringing a Stone Cold player. You're coming off. I think there's more to that. It's too petty.
I don't
me.
think. Yeah, but the thing about it is,
petty.
the first time, okay, but we have not seen him since a mistake in a game, obviously, or not mistake, but like inability to get to what he wanted out of him with the 50-50s, right? It's the fact that this is his opportunity. This is his big opportunity, albeit he did not perform to the level that we would have liked to have seen him perform at. But that is just, I think if anything, like I would have just said personally to him, I would have said, hey, you've got to pick your head up and you've got to get through this game. I mean,
dude, it was brutal. It was absolutely ruthless.
Yeah,
and to bring off Diaz and bring on Canadi to lock it up. Yeah, cool.
Like,
do that, and just kind of say to Kwanzaa, you get the fuck over to the right there. Don't make any more mistakes. You're not in the middle anymore. Okay.
Exactly. Yeah.
But to just go out now.
Yeah.
That is some. And I was looking for the handshake. I was looking for, I'm sure you were, the interaction between the coach and Kwanzaa when he went off. And it wasn't bad.
It wasn't bad.
Okay.
I think Kwanzaa knew. Okay. I think Kwanzaa knows Kwanzaa knows that it was a bad game. Kwanzaa knows also that it's on him to play better. It's not about his coach. It's not about the coach, not about any of those other outside influences in the life of whatever he's going through and handling in his world. It's about him just stepping up his game and performing the way that he knows, and we've seen him perform at before. And it's a disappointment. That was a disappointment. But
he was ticking along okay in the game until he made that first mistake. It wasn't as if he'd been, dropping clangers from minute 5.
Yeah.
It was just boom out of nowhere. He makes a mistake. Okay, cool. But the amount of it's the story now, isn't it? Like straight away, I said, well, we'll talk about it, but no, it's obviously it's the story straight away. I've seen some hookings in my time, is what I'm saying. And that one is up there in its brutality.
That's a harsh hooking. Yes, that is a harsh hooking.
It's only the beginning of his second season as a first team player. You know what I mean? That emphasizes just how youthful he is. And you know what I mean? He's only been in the team a year. You know what I mean? He's only been on the first team scene a year.
Mm-hmm.
I think Joe's got more experience, and he Joe's got
Villa Crystal Palace. Just went final. They win 2-1.
2-1.
Who do? Palace or Villa?
Palace.
Oh, I know.
Big up Latte in the house.
Big up, bro. Big up.
All right, man.
Did you want to have a say before we move on to happier thoughts, I guess? But did you want to say just rip the Band-Aid off with the tough love that was just shown towards Kwanzaa?
Yeah, you know what? To be honest, I do feel a little bit for Kwanzaa, and yeah, the first goal was his.
Oh,
you're gone.
Yeah, we just lost his mic. Oh yeah, you're back.
Yeah. Testing 1, 2, Akon.
Okay.
You know, no, I was just saying about Kwanzaa. I thought he was a little bit unlucky. The first goal was a bit naive. That weren't great from him. He should have known better. But the second goal, him and Joey tried to close down. Both, I think, could have been a bit quicker, but he was unlucky. That was unlucky. And again, like who said it in the chat? Let me go back to the comments. Oh, big up Jimmy and Bernadette. Someone said it in the comments. Sorry, give me a second. Let me just look in the comments again. Anyway, I forgot. Yeah, like Helia said. So I just didn't like the way I know he did it. Just said, "All right, you're coming off," and then Kanai within that, then stop each other. I didn't like that, if I'm honest. But I mean, again, we're through, so that counts. And yeah, I'm gonna be a little bit lenient, but some parts wasn't great, but some got parts that we did our thing. We were flowing, So again, a lot of players are coming out for the cold. So yeah, but we win, we move quarterfinals. Let's see.
Yep.
Great game though, right?
Yeah,
it's very entertaining.
Yeah,
very entertaining.
Yeah. Second half, definitely more entertaining than the first, but definitely
after the Arsenal game, it was entertaining.
Yeah, I mean, separate from just the goals alone, it was still. I thought the first half was okay, but the second half, so I think we only had really 2 opportunities in the first half.
You can always count that, right?
The one opportunity for us was barely really an opportunity. I thought Dom was going to get that. I was hoping it was going to slide through, but it didn't. And then the header from Lucho went a little wide. That was tough though to get.
Yeah,
I wanted to
Brighton for a good game. Good game.
Yeah.
They always play with
They do. So
neither one of the 2 commentators mentioned Kanate's yellow card and that it wasn't a yellow card or a foul. Neither of them mentioned it. It's like
the one I was watching, I think they were English commentators. I think they were on the Zone though, but they were laughing about it. They're like, that's not even a foul, let alone a yellow.
No, they didn't say that on Sky. On Sky, they didn't pick up on it either. Commentator.
Idiots.
He looked at it. Sort of agreed it was a foul.
I don't think that but there's no VAR in the early rounds of this competition.
No VAR.
I think it starts next round. I want to say it starts either quarter or semis is when it starts.
I think it starts in the semis.
Okay,
but might have been last year. But yeah, there's no VAR up until the point where they're all playing the same stadium.
Sorry, it was even worse on Sky. They were saying, was it a red? And they were explaining why it wasn't a red, saying it could have been a red.
Explaining why what wasn't a red? Which one?
Christ,
on Sky Sports, the main one that's on in Britain, Sky Sports, yeah, the guy said, it wasn't a red, but wasn't a red. Wasn't a foul, mate, never mind a red.
I know. Pretty pathetic. 3-2, Southampton over Stoke. City, Brighton loses to us 2-3. Manchester United 5-2 over Leicester City. Newcastle 2-0 over Chelsea. 2-1 Tottenham over City so far. Currently, that's still going. 2-1 Palace over Villa. 3-0 Arsenal prevail. And we have a 1-1. It was a 1-1 tie, but I didn't get to see who won in penalty kicks for the other match. They just went the commercial, unfortunately. I I agree with Trap Joe. The commentators on CBS were, we had over here. We had who are the guys? He's a former Arsenal. He's a former Arsenal player. I know that, but he does not like Arsenal. As in, I would say he doesn't like Arsenal. He's not. I don't think he's. Yeah, I don't think he likes Arsenal. I think I'm safe to say that. I'll get it for you. I'll get you the name.
Yeah, the only added punditry on Sky to the Canate incident was it a red? He never said it was a yellow, but like it was just by omission that he said it. He said, "Was it a red?" I don't think it was a red, and then he just left it at that. That was his only contribution to the Canate Welbeck yellow card.
Well, let's get on to some happier thoughts. How about for the sheer fact that Cody absolutely is going to go down in League Cup glory if he continues with the amount of goals that he's scoring in this tournament. He was one of the top scorers from last year, especially for us, and he's continued that mentality this year. Obviously, he is a player that is certainly in form and someone that we love to see when he kind of gets a little sniff of the goal. He kind of likes to just absolutely rip the net, try to rip a hole in the back of the net. It seems like when he takes some of that shot. That first shot was an absolute stunner of a goal. That was a really beautiful.
That'll do in the power of God getting 2 in one match. That'll keep him bubbling along, won't it? It was nice to see. Thingio scored against Man United. Connor Cozy, our ex-player, who then actually plays a few for Everton. Connor Cozy, he was like captain of our youth team for years. Connor Cozy scored against United.
He was our Jack Rodwell, almost.
Yeah, getting a goal at Old Trafford. It was weird seeing him play for Everton in the derby when he was on loan. Because where did he go, Connor Cozy? He went Wolves.
Yeah, he was at Wolves for a long time.
Yeah.
He was there for a long time.
Yeah, Nuno used him in the middle of a 3, didn't he?
Yeah, well, not a long time, I suppose. Not a huge one. But yeah, he was loved at Wolves. He captained there pretty much. They put him in the back three. No, you were spot on. Nuno put Connor Cody in the middle of the back three. Spot on. Perfect. But put him in the back two. Not so good.
Not so good. Yeah. It was interesting the way that we set up in this game. I'll admit that. Like I saw it looked like we were playing Connor inverted at times. If you see the game, you'll see him like he was on the left, if not in the middle, sometimes at least middle of the center left. I don't just mean on corners or something like that. Just like as in build up, in some of the build up play as well. It was interesting, but it's gonna make me angry. I'm trying to find this. I'm trying to find the name of the actual guy that was on there. He also does ESPN FC. He does ESPN games too. Where he's on for ESPN as well.
He used to play for Arsenal and he used to play for Liverpool.
Play for Arsenal, bald head.
Paddy Groves.
Stuart Houston. Is it Stuart Houston?
Stuart Robson.
Robson. Yeah.
Robson.
Yeah, I remember him.
And then I don't know who was his play-by-play.
Who the fuck is Stuart Houston?
I don't know. Sorry.
Yeah, that's good.
Stuart Houston is
Bro, you're right.
Someone lives in Houston, Texas, maybe? I don't know.
No, Brian.
Coach years ago, weren't he? Like a tall guy, like a bald nerd, like as well, and like a coach. I don't know, from Wenger or someone. I think he helped Wenger.
Lee, bro, you're on the right track with Stuart Houston, who is caretaker manager for Arsenal. I think it's when Graham left or before. Yeah, so you're on the right track. Yeah.
He's a guy.
I
He's
can
definitely
guarantee
real
you
class.
one thing about Connor Cozy at Old Trafford. Before he scored, he would have been singing "You Scouse Bastard" at him every time he touched the ball. So for him to score is very pleasing.
Yeah, I know Gakpo, dude. Seriously, like I said it a while ago, you remember us talking about it probably last year about how I felt he was probably the most natural finisher at the club. Not the best player, not the best, but just in terms of being able to find the corner when he's in the right mood. That first goal, I think he almost has a signature move now, which is kind of that move. I mean, he does brilliantly against Lamptey. Takes the ball in that left wing position. In the other one, in that one, I mean, coming down the left, no intention of passing it, no intention of crossing it, no intention to just move in and bend it into that far
He's
corner.
really good from that range, isn't he?
Yeah,
I looked
that's
to go
unstoppable.
Spurs, when we drew with Spurs and we had the VAR fiasco, like it was that equaliser, the way he snapped that up. I love that. Just span on
It's
it.
like it's Robin from the other side. It's unstoppable if you do it right. I mean, it's predictable and all that, but if you do it right, it's kind of unstoppable. You beat the guy, you cut in, you shoot.
Yeah.
Absolutely phenomenal. And that second one, look, they'll say the keeper gave him a lot of room at the near post. Yeah, he did. But that keeper could give me that much room. I ain't finishing like that.
That was
one of the
still. I know they made it seem
hard.
like it was easier than it was. That was still not an easy goal.
No,
to
it's
get.
not. But the way he hit it, though. I
Yeah,
mean, that
the
was
weight
in
that
the
he put
back of
behind
the
the
net.
ball is the reason why it got through.
Jesus.
Yeah,
He's gone under the radar so far this season, like, because other stuff he hasn't been played as much. But that's reminded us all of what he can do. But he is great from that range, like just inside the box. He's great from that range, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's lethal.
There was also another play I'm sure that's going to be spoken on. He won. Okay. There were some other interesting choices by the manager today. We're going to get to a match reaction. We could, or excuse me, match reaction. We could do a match review tomorrow, but there's certain for ratings at least. But I don't get the fact that normally you don't sub a player that is playing at the level he is playing. You don't sub him out when he's on a hat trick.
Oh, and a hat trick. Yeah. He's that's
Yeah.
what he's now.
I was just like, what
if you start the league game against Brighton, I'd be very surprised. Though
you brought in Salah. Okay, you got the right wing covered. Okay, fantastic. But you're going to take out the guy that's on a hat trick. Take out. I mean, like he ended up getting the nail in the coffin goal, Lucho, but still, all the same.
Lucho tried to come back at him, didn't he? I'm here too. I'm getting one, but he should be playing on the left in the league game. Nunes in the middle, Salah on the right. I think he's played himself into the team there with them too. I want to see it.
Well, the other thing too that was kind of like interesting to see, or not interesting to see, but was it wasn't a reflection as to why he subbed him out. I know that wasn't because he ended up his second goal came after this certain run, but basically it was a 3-on-1. You saw Cody out left. Lucho started to go towards the right. Dom was trailing. Cody's got to do a little bit better with that pass to Dom. I'm sorry.
Yeah, the 3-on-1. Yeah, 100%.
That was not a good pass. That's just
finish it. Just finish it.
Yeah.
He made no mistake the next time.
Yeah. Either finish it like Brian suggested, or give a better pass. That to kind of like the way that he looped it in. Yeah. It kind of made Dom have to take an extra touch to get to it. that allowed for the goalkeeper to get out and get a better better stance or presence against the shot, and then it is what it is.
Yeah, we had a few other good situations, didn't we, to score tonight that we didn't capitalise on. But it was encouraging to see. Anyway, I thought that the team we played had enough in it to get us through this side, and hopefully we haven't picked up any injuries there.
Yeah. I think the formation we were playing, he's asking me how many false nines we saw. I think that Dom did play somewhat. I mean, Dom was still playing more of a defensive role than he was offensive role for us at that. Because I mean, it wasn't like he was getting.
Could you imagine if Ibu was pulled a muscle in his brief appearance about the team? I'll have to come in.
Yeah.
He'd probably pick Joe, wouldn't he, at the moment? Like,
yeah. At one point, Jones and Dom were the two most advanced players we had, and our wingers were out wide, and Gakpo was. Yeah, it was. They were pushing right up a lot early, so I get what Healer was getting at. I think probably at least 3 false nines. I would say maybe 4 points tonight. But
you can see that at times, right?
Yeah, you could see on Bradley underlapping, Robbo underlapping, and then all of a sudden, sometimes you get the TV camera doesn't quite have the whole pitch, and you see a ball going out, and then there's Gakpo in oceans of space, just oceans of space out on the right, out on the left.
Yeah.
So it was good. Yeah, it was a great game. Yeah, I'm with Lee. I think Gakpo, regardless of what the fallout means in terms of dominoes, in terms of who gets dropped, yada yada yada, I think it's a tough call to drop Cody right now. I think that's probably why he took him off a little bit as well, because if he can say, "Look, dude, it's at least twice he's done this now, taking people off on hat tricks." He did it with Mo, I think, didn't he? If I'm correct.
I think he did.
And I think he's shown there's no objection to taking a player off at an hour gone. It's just sort of thing he's going to do. It's not what you want to see as a player on a hat trick, especially.
I won't be very surprised if he doesn't start instead of Diaz in the league game at the weekend. I think that's what's happening. If I read that,
he's burning up now, man. He's burning up right now. Get him in the pit or get him in the team. That's just that first goal, especially. If that was in the league, that's a goal of the month contender. If that was in the league, that'd be a goal of the month contender. No doubt about it. The way he hit that and it moved in the air. Beautiful strike.
Yeah.
Ryan knows his game. He links up well with Gravenberch, doesn't he? Like, know each other's game well.
Yeah, but his game, as good as he is, but his game plays too inconsistent for me at times, man. He needs to learn sometimes to be better with the ball and just change his ways. Don't be predictable, because it works in some games, but some games it's like playing poker. You would have lost. So for me, Cody, he needs to change that in his play. That's one of the things with Cody.
What
more variation?
More variation, yeah. Because sometimes when he's good, like tonight. But sometimes when it's good, it's bad. It's just been like suddenly just too predictable. Because if you're gonna go inside, better defenders, it's just easy pickings, And this is why the difference with Diaz, he might not have the shot power finishing to Cody to an extent, but at least Diaz is unpredictable. He'll go left, he'll go right, he'll jink in, he'll take you down the line. And this is the thing. This is what we need from Cody in future reference. Just improvement.
Would you say also, Nanate, that Cody doesn't do the? Not saying he's late, but do you think he doesn't do the defensive hard yards that someone like a Diaz would do as well? Do you think that's something you lack?
Yeah.
No, I agree. No, Brian, I think you're bang, and I agree. Like I said, you're spot on the money, Brian. I don't think he's a terrible but that's something again. He could prove him a little bit. as good as the play is.
Diaz is a natural born terrier, though. Diaz is just born to hunt the ball and work. It doesn't really look like Cody's game when you see him gliding around.
No.
It probably is something that we do like, and it is like, I was saying, look, that thing where if it works, it's unstoppable. You cut in, you bend it, but 100% what you're saying is that can't be just the one thing that you do. You do need more variation.
Yeah, he has got more variation though. He's got quite a few different types of goals and like assists and that. Like he has got variation.
Yeah, I understand. I know this is what was a concern, or at least something Lalante's brought up before, and I know exactly what you're saying, because like the way that he does it, he's going to just put it on. He's going to just drive to the middle and just give a good crack with the right foot. And chances are, though, he's got such precision on his shot that he can go near post, far post. That when it comes to Cody, at least. That he's got the precision to do whichever he likes. As long as he gets a little bit of space, it's going to be an absolute rocket possibly from him. But he doesn't necessarily bring the same, dribbling techniques as a Lucho on that left side. And he definitely doesn't bring, I think, the defensive workload or work rate that you get from Lucho as well. He's certainly more of a he could probably be a more physical presence on the ball, certainly, but
he's a lot taller, certainly, than Lucho is. He's got a good view by the looks of it, so 4 inches on Lucho anyway. He's definitely a lot taller.
Yeah. But when it comes to other parts of the game, it's a little bit.
Yeah, Lucho's just got that natural born terrier in him. You know what I mean? Just wants to snap at people. It's part of his game to press and harry, and you probably don't have to ask him that much to do it. You probably have to tell him not to do it as much as anything else. Like, whereas Gakpo probably more systems defender. If you know what I mean?
Yep.
He can do the hard work, but it's not in his instant nature to track and run and bite and kick it, snap at people and win it back and get as much satisfaction out of doing that as he does from kind of doing something else. But the output is undeniable, though. The finishing is undeniable. Yeah. 2 goals. I mean, especially that first one. If you get a guy like that on a streak, on fire, like Lee says, just put him in the team, man. Let it run, let it roll, let it see where it goes.
I mean, he'd be hungry, won't he, to be back starting in the first 11.
Yeah.
He's got that on his side, doesn't he? He looked like he enjoyed himself, like, anyway. And, it's a Premiership side. They're a half-decent Premiership side. Brighton, they were in Europe last season. So,
They certainly...
Yeah, they weren't playing a lower league side.
Yeah.
Plenty of good players on that pitch tonight. Plenty of them.
Yeah.
Ferguson, Rutter, the guy that leads paid 30 million quid from him.
Yeah, for certain. They had a lot of good players for certain. Definitely. Even had a good their own 12th man, I guess. Robert Jones played well for them today too. Robert Jones. So
the always calls
that's the referee. That's the referee.
12 of these dicks.
I know people are probably like, Robert Jones. They're like, who's Robert Jones?
Exactly the child thinking, huh? What's going on?
Is he related to Houston? Is that his
the new Liverpool reserve player on the bench?
Oh man. Yeah, man. So but yeah, it was one definitely to go with there. Definitely go with. But we also whoops, my bad. Oh, Darren Bond, actually. Darren Bond. Not Robert Jones. Robert Jones is on the game behind me. On the Tottenham game. So give it proper announcement. It was Darren Bond who was the referee for today. Oof. And Man City is trying to push for an equalizer too, by the way. That's why I have it on in the background.
I like that comment. Lucho plays street style.
does, yeah.
Like Trap Joe.
Yeah.
Yeah, them
I
pure
get what he
footballers.
means by that. He puts
Yeah.
on
Street baller.
flicks and tricks.
Yeah, you don't survive long in the streets of wherever the fucking hell he's from. I know it's like the back arse of Colombia without being tough.
Medallion.
He's only a little guy. Apparently, when he was
he
younger,
was underweight.
Yeah, he was a tiny little thing, getting kicked all over the place.
Yeah,
He knows. He's grown up playing on what you wouldn't even call a road, let alone a pitch, basically. So first ever, I think, indigenous player to play for Colombia, because he's not actually just Colombian, he's actually an indigenous Indian. I think he's the first ever indigenous Indian to play for Colombia.
Yeah, that's right.
He comes from a completely different background that most of those guys out there. Like, obviously, as we've
his
seen,
legs were dead thin when he was a boy, and he had
they were all weird. Apparently, malnourished basically was what I'd heard. He was, not that his parents were mistreating him, but he would have, met the technical qualification for being malnourished mainly as a kid. So the fact he's made it this far is pretty remarkable, really, pretty remarkable.
Yeah, it is. It is.
It was the fact that his dad was bound by General Zapata, and in the film, Viva Zapata, Diaz is the dictator.
That's sweet, actually. That's nice.
It was ironic.
Nice twist. Yeah, nice twist.
It was a weird twist on it.
We've also had a future quiz question tonight, because Casemiro scored the first goal tonight, which means that he scored the last goal under Ten Hag and the first goal under Van Nistelrooy. Casemiro, guy we all said was washed up. He came here, he saw, he kind of didn't conquer, really.
Yeah.
That's a future quiz question, guarantee you. First and last and first. But I thought with Gakpo on the Dom one, I'm with you. I thought it was like that. If that had been a 2-on-1 rather than a 3-on-1, it may have been more like his mind was made up from. He would have just hit it or something. But I think it was more the fact that Dom, not blaming Dom for entering the equation, but then he just kind of went, "Oh, should I do this? Should I do that?" And that half second kills it in football.
It did. It did for him.
That little bit of indecision, and he tried to be clever with the kind of a loopy flick, which Dom was not expecting. No one's expecting a ball like that.
No one's expecting that kind of pass. All you're expecting is just a pass back. Maybe even a back heel or something. I don't know. Anything. There was so much space given in that play that anything remotely backwards would have, given them. Dom could have chosen to go to Lucho if he wanted to, or take the shot himself. So
yeah, I think Dom was probably thinking, I'll just create a like a problem, like I'll take a runner away from him. Not that there was one, but just create something else in the keeper's eye line and give Cody a better chance. I don't think he was even expecting any kind of a pass, maybe.
Yeah.
But as soon as it's 2-on-1, you're thinking, well, we're going to score now.
Right.
I just think go in past Diaz. I was expecting one pass to Diaz early and then a shot. But then it got too messy. By the time it gets to the box, it's like we should have kind of finished this about 2 seconds ago.
Yeah.
Then it just got messy. But Cody made up for it then, didn't he? He just said, look, next time
I'm just burying it. I know. Yeah, he just buried it. Next time he had it, he was like, you know what?
Screw you guys.
I'll take care of this one. I got an idea for this one. Yeah, it was not an easy shot. He still made it. Made it count.
And
Lucho still got his. Lucho got his.
I'm glad he did, because I was waiting for the Dom slings and arrows.
Yeah.
After he missed that, so immediately after, because I was just fucking typical Dom or whatever. I was waiting for that shit. So immediately afterwards, the score was really good.
Yeah, I was very, very happy to see that Lucho definitely held his teammates up, I should say, by getting that goal. That was a really, really good goal too, by the way. For those that thought that the goalkeeper for Brighton could have done more with, I don't personally think so. I know Brian just spoke on that he didn't either. I don't think he could have done more with that. I know Stu Robson was saying that maybe he could have done more with that with Cody's goal, maybe gotten a better attempt at closing off the space that he provided, but there was nothing he was doing with Lucho's goal. Lucho's goal was a very well taken goal.
He was determined to get in on the scoring action, wasn't he? Once he got his body in front of that defender and was able to turn.
Yeah,
nice. Yeah, it was a good finish.
Yeah.
Evening, lads. Anyway,
big up, JK.
Easy, Brian.
Lee. Big up, JK.
Easy. Hope you guys enjoyed the game. So I quickly want to just say my thing on the game was,
sure.
I think Kwanzaa, I never get really sort of frustrated with the players, you know what I mean? I was sort of back on, but for me, Kwanzaa, ever since he got dropped, he has this sort of energy that really pisses me off. Like, come on, lad, why are you lying down for the second goal? Like, you might as well just get a book and read it. He was like, stand straight, you know? Like, come on, lad. 2 mistakes, 2 goals. That game could have been a 3-0. It would have looked nice on the score sheet. You know, it was 3-2. Everyone's thinking, oh, that was a tough game. It weren't. We was in control of the whole game. We made 2 mistakes and they scored 2 goals from it. Kwanzaa was involved in both. I just hope he don't go through this sort of game where he's sort of like pissed off face. You know, his face doesn't look like he was happy face, you know. And Konate has taken his place in the team. Hence why I feel he had this aura about him, you know, like, I'm pissed off, I'm not starting, I'm playing in this game, you know. Hence why he made 2 mistakes.
Own goals, and they weren't own goals, you know, but it's like Carragher scored loads, mate.
I can say this in his slight defense, that if there's anyone that maybe can help him out with getting out of his funk and getting his head back together, it was the guy that he partnered with today. You know, there were those that were really, really down on some of Joe Gomez's performances at center back. There were those of us that didn't really think that we'd ever see him play center half again for us, really. Obviously, it's a new lease on life.
Joey Gomez among them.
Yeah, possibly.
Probably at one point during the summer, even Joey Gomez probably thought, "Yeah, that's it. I'm out of here."
Yeah. This game just went final, by the way. Manchester City are out of the League Cup. City are out of the League Cup. Oh my goodness. I don't think Son played today. Son,
yeah, bro.
No, I didn't.
JK, I was just wondering.
Anyway.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask JK. Sorry to have interrupted.
Sorry.
But
Yeah.
no, just because you were talking about it. What was your thoughts on? Okay, so Kwanzaa, yeah. To me, like, is that one where you kind of just leave it until the dressing room because there's only 5 minutes left, or you go out and do, or well, you do what Slot did, and you hook the kid in a really like headline kind of making, this will be the story kind of way. Like I said, yeah, look, it wasn't, not forget my opinions on his performance, right? Put that to one side. I just thought the substitution itself was absolutely brutal. I mean, that was a real like, I mean, bring Konate on, right, and put Kwanzaa to right back or something, put Bradley in mid, something like that, lock it down kind of thing. But to publicly, almost the public execution kind of.
Yeah, but
when you bear in mind, he's also taken him off at half time before, so it's not the first time. That's also added into the soup. So, did you think it was? Do you think it was okay? Did you think it was over the top? Did you think it was what?
I think it was needed. Like on both occasions, the Ipswich game and this game, we ended up winning the games, so we didn't lose or draw. So the decisions were right. For me, it was needed. I just felt with Kanate coming on, we weren't going to concede another goal. I think if Kwanzaa stayed on, something might have happened. I just feel like today, just for today, I just felt that it was the right decision to make. It didn't matter about his was it a bit too harsh for him. I think he made the two mistakes, and hence why he sort of deserved to be taken off. He could have been rocky for the last 4 or 5 minutes of the injury time. So for me, it was the right move.
But say if it was 70 minutes, right? You've seen it happen. 70. Oh, look, the kid's head's gone, right? The kid, his head is gone. He's a young kid. Yeah, we've seen it happen a load of times. But that with that kind of 5 minutes, do you think he could have just brought Kanade on and taken off like a Gakpo or a Dia? Or Gakpo was already off, but
he could have chosen someone else for sure. But I just felt like keeping Kwanzaa on, his energy weren't right. We're going to end up conceding another one. For me, I'm always backing the players anyway. But for me today, it was good to see him come off.
Oh,
and bring
wow.
Kanate on.
Wow, so you would have hooked him at with 5 minutes left.
Yeah.
I almost say look at it as like just give him the like this is I get it. Just
shift him. Just shift him though.
Yeah, shift him, but bro, I think
bring Kanate in, but keep him on the pitch too.
Because look, let's not get it twisted. Like pretty much the back line had some bouts of issues. I mean, like, Connor Bradley had a couple of like, iffy plays or iffy incidents. I don't think that was a foul, by the way, on him. He gave him a push a little. He did give him a push, but like, I also think that the Brighton player actually sold it a little bit, but
Bradley's sort of game didn't result in goals for them. I think Kwanzaa's mistakes or gameplay cost us 2 goals. Hence why I think it was good to take him off. I just felt like, you know what, don't keep the lad on. Even I wanted him to come off. I just felt like, Kwanzaa, man. Like, I just felt like there could have been another mistake in that game with 5 minutes left. So for me, Bradley, I think Bradley played all right. I think he got a few challenges wrong, but for me, he's playing right back. He's going to get wingers attacking him all game, sometimes. So it wasn't that bad. He didn't cost us no goals, where Kwanzaa cost us 2 goals.
Mm-hmm.
And I've always liked Kwanzaa. I think he's the next Virgil van Dijk. That's how
he's
highly
at a certain stage in his development, isn't he? Like, it's only
the
beginning of his second season. I do feel we need to replace Massive and have another experienced centre half to be able to pick from, and it wouldn't stunt his path. I don't think.
Kwanzaa's going to get it together. He'll get it together.
He'll get it together, but what it is, he's going through a phase now where he's been dropped first game of the season, so he's going to have that stroppy face.
Yeah,
that stroppy face.
I hate that. On the side, like if we lost Kanate and had him every week for like 6 months, we wouldn't be as good as side. He's still got to do some more developing for me before he.
Yeah. Bro, he's making mistakes. How many mistakes has he made now? He's made a few mistakes now, 4 or 5 at least, So
I think people are more looking at what he can be, what he could be in the future than what he is right now.
He's a top player. He's a top defender, bro. Don't get me wrong, but he's got this air of arrogance about him, this stroppiness, this bitch face. You know what I mean? And that's what cost him today 2 goals.
Like he's not been in the team long enough for us to say. That's what I just wanted massively placed and still do. You can't have enough centre halves, and when you get injuries, it's hard, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? I just felt we needed to replace Joe Massive with a similarly experienced centre half.
Yeah, Joe Gomez was that guy. But
now that these games have come up, it was Brentford 5-4 on penalty kicks, by the way. That was the game against Sheffield Wednesday I was speaking of that I didn't get a chance to see who won. Now that these games have all gone final, when is aren't they going to be doing the where they do the lottery ball?
The live draw, that'll be happening soon, That'll probably happen straight away,
Hey, did City still have Laporte last season?
By the way, 5-match home win streak. Wow. First time under Ange.
I don't think so. No, Lee. I think he left at the end of the previous season.
Because I'm
he
certain they had 6 centre halves last season, but I can only think of 5.
Oh, they had loads of them for a while. Yeah,
Guardiola, Diaz, Akanji, and what's his name? Stones. I can't think of the 6th one, but there was a 6th one last season, I'm certain, but I forgot it. Stones, Akanji, Diaz, Guardiola, Ake. I'm sure there was one more last season that they had to pick from.
Big up KJ, big up Bernie, like I said, Trap Joe, big up to everyone joining us right now on this match review, or match review, instant match reaction. Big up Jimmy, by the way, too. You got this, if I got to say that. Big up to Max.
So we're obviously not doing player ratings, but we could do a quick team rating, as it were.
Team rating
before in the chat, just the team overall performance before we go. I mean, we're not going to do player ratings, but we could give a quick out of 10 performance for the team.
Mm-hmm. Okay. What would you give?
Oh, so no, if you want to do it now, doing it. First half, but I didn't come back. 7.5. I'd give it a 7.5.
75. Okay.
Yeah.
JK, what would you give the team if you're going to give an overall rating? 1 out of 100. Oh, he's on mute. I'll go to Lee then first, and then I'll wait for Nolante and JK to come off mute. Lee, what would you give the team 1 to 100? Their rating for today. It's collective, by the way. That includes substitutes and everyone.
I'd say 78.
78.
Yeah, the 2 bloopers notwithstanding, it was a good performance.
Yeah. Okay. KJ's giving him a 75. That seems fair. Trap Joe's giving him a 70%. Giving him a C grade. Okay. All right.
For who's that for? 12.
So this is a collective group, as a team collective. Substitutes
Everything.
included with the starters. How do you think the team performed 1 to 100?
I think a 75. I think we played pretty good, actually. We were winning 2-0. Everything was rosy. We allowed them to come back in the game by 2 mistakes by Kwanzaa. So if we took Kwanzaa out of the team, I'll probably give him 85.
You're really laying on Kwanzaa.
Yeah. When Kwanzaa gets his harsh talk from Zlatan, I really hope he doesn't ring you.
He might have an email from JK too.
You were like,
brother,
you were right.
What you doing?
You were right. Yeah. I don't care what Slot said. You were even worse, bro. Yeah.
All right.
No, but for me, I think as a team we played pretty well. Majority of the game we sort of controlled. They weren't really good, were they? Really, Brighton. So, yeah. He just took the limelight off the 3-1 would have looked better. I think 3-1, yeah, cool. But 3-2 just looks horrible. We won it, but it just don't look nice,
You see, like AJ is saying there before, like up until that one point, nobody had mentioned Kwanzaa in the game. Up until he had just sort of,
he'd done pretty well.
Would have been doing okay, and just we were going along, and it was just like. Yeah, then he went from that to being hauled in 20, 25 minutes, maybe half an hour max.
Yeah.
Between the first mistake and the time he gets hauled off, it went, Ron Burgundy style, escalated pretty quickly.
Yeah. 4-6. So it looks like they had 6. Yeah. I'm just looking at a quick stat just to refresh my memory to make sure I wasn't tripping. But yeah, they had 19 shots. 19 shots. It's a lot of shots. Considering 15 in the second half. That's wild.
Totally different game.
Totally different game. I mean, I'm not talking about us. I'm talking about Brighton at 19 shots. We had 11 shots. They had 7 in the second half.
Do you reckon Simicast might start at the weekend, given Robbo started tonight?
Interesting one that Robbo
Could
started
be.
all right, isn't it?
Yeah, and
He
not only
gave
did Robbo start, he played
it.
a full 90 too, by the way.
Yeah, after that, after his performance, he gave him the
Very
chance
interesting.
to get back on it, like, didn't he? But
Yeah,
Play your way back in, yeah.
on the weekend.
I would probably start Simicast simply on rotation measures alone. Because I mean, but who knows? Does it mean that you start, not you personally, but does it mean that Slot possibly starts Cody, considering that he let Lucho go a full 90, but he subbed Cody?
What a goal! Yeah, I didn't even mention how good that goal was. But Gapco, whoa, beautiful.
His first
I think
second,
Brian,
both of them were really, really good shots.
Well, the first one.
Yeah, Brian said it a few times that Gapco's the best shooter in our game, in our team.
Yeah,
and with strikes like that, man, no wonder he's like he can score them type of goals.
Yeah, I thought the celebration was pretty cold too. To be honest with you, he tried to do a nappy where he just kind of like gave a stern face, no reaction, cold.
I mean, there's probably going to be 7 different starters at the weekend from what started tonight, isn't there?
Left back's a really interesting one. It really is now after that.
Yeah, they were definitely trademark finishes.
Yeah, after what we've seen of Brighton's defence tonight, unleash Simicast on them at Anfield, get him to make some runs. He is quite good at attacking Simicast, and he's got
really but is that saying that Robbo is our cup left back now?
No,
possibly.
Is that what we're saying?
No.
I mean, if we play Robbo in the cup and we drop it, or not drop him, but Simi comes in for a league game.
Just for rotation.
What you guys want, I know that Robbo's getting a lot of flack for his performance against Arsenal, but he did have some good defensive stops today against Brighton, and I'd also say I'd go as far as to say that I am still more confident defensively in Robbo than I am over Simicast. If we were pressed to make a call between the two, I still even with Robbo's little bit of shaky performance against Arsenal, I still think that Robbo is a better defensive player.
But because it's this Brighton side in the form they're currently in under this new guy.
Now, whether it I'm sorry. Say that one more time, Lee. Then I have a follow-up.
It's Brighton in the form they're in at the moment, and they're under new management. Maybe give Simicast a chance in the league game at the weekend.
If anything, I could make an argument. I can make an argument that if you did not want to start Robbo,
not the beginning of a trend.
I make an argument that you start Gomez. I personally would rather see Gomez start at left back than I would if it's coming defensive measures as well. I'd rather see Gomez start left back than see Simicast.
Not right.
That woke up Milante, I think.
Left back.
My brother.
At the Etihad, maybe, but not Brighton at Anfield. The form they're currently in, Brighton.
Right, and that's not a shout. That's not me saying that I don't like Simicast at all. I like Simicast. Going forward, Simicast is possibly going forward. That's where he might overshine even Robbo as of late. I think he might be a better crosser.
He's been an able deputy, hasn't he? He's been an able deputy when we've needed him. He's been there, like.
Yeah. No, I agree, Lee.
A lot of people do want to see a new signing, don't they? I think we've got other positions other than there that we need to sign first. But if that's what people want, then there is.
But again, this is the thing, Lee. The problem is the fact. Same thing at the start of the summer. If we want to make new signings, we've got to sell. We've got to sell because our squad is quite is quite full at the moment. So if we sign a player again, where is he going to go? Who's he going to go? Who's going to stay players? Because there's players there, then you're thinking there's surplus to requirements. So we have to sell. I think we need to get some players out that he doesn't want, and then we get whoever in. If we're getting a new left back, then yeah, obviously whether Robbo, Simi, one of them will have to go.
Yeah.
I'm with KJ, by the way. I think we might be overthinking it a tiny bit, and it would be a call, all right. But I'm starting Robbo again. I'm starting him again, and I might take him off after an hour. But if Robbo is fit and he feels ready to go, like I think it was Jacob was saying at home, at Anfield against Brighton. No, we don't need to go too defensive. If Robbo's fit and ready to go, but this will be a really interesting call. This will be the one that I'll be looking out for.
Yeah,
will be what's he done? Has he said, okay, it's a night off for Robbo? Like, why not start Simi tonight?
Well,
You know,
again,
that's what we all thought. What he was.
well,
going
then
to
there are some questions.
maybe he's already made the call.
There's always some questionables. There's a questionables like, does Dom get the start? Does left back? Do we start left back? Is Trent fit enough for? Is Trent fit enough for the weekend? You know, or
that's another call.
Because you got to recognize, you know what was crazy about it is Trent wasn't even on the bench today.
I think he was rested, bro. I think
rested.
Some players.
I'm not saying that but he has.
It could be. You never know.
A player that had a knock coming into those last two games, and I think that it was noticeable to me. At least I thought it was noticeable. We got to like all good players. You can get a good play out of a player. You know, one or two good plays out of a player probably in a match, but like I think he was a little bit subpar for his level, certainly in that Arsenal matchup, and maybe that's the reason why it was a blessing to have Connor Bradley back today. Otherwise, Ibu start and probably Gomez start
at the end. Yeah,
I have a slightly different way of looking at it. I don't know what the boys think of this. I think that Trent is being, now I might be overthinking this. I think that Trent is being removed from the level of importance that he has to the team in terms of how the team is structured and how it's built around, and he's just been played in a much more kind of orthodox role, standard kind of right back role, so that Slot is looking at basically, if I lose this piece, it's not the centerpiece. If you get what I'm saying, it's like if this guy does go, I'm not losing the fulcrum that my team is built around, the centerpiece that my team is built around. Maybe it's just the way he would have done things anyway. But I think he's putting in place a system that if, for example, Trent was to not be in that system, it doesn't take a complete refit or a reshape. You can just put a Bradley in there who's a quality right back, because all our right back needs to do is be a brilliant right back. Doesn't need to be Trent who inverts and runs the game and does this and does that. I think he's putting in place a framework that can deal with the departure of Trent, and maybe that's reducing Trent's, we spoke about earlier, the famous heat map. You know, it's reducing his moments in it. I don't know. Am I overthinking that he's putting that in a place where,
I don't know. Yeah, it's just the change in style, isn't it? I don't think he's got anything personal against Trent. It's just a change in style.
No, not at all.
You know, it's not the emphasis on him, is it? Like there was under Klopp. Well,
it's just, would it be prudent? You know, would it be prudent to build your team around a player like Trent if you're not sure if he's going to be here in 8 months' time? Is what I'm saying. Is he building a framework to deal with that, or is this what he would have done anyway?
I reckon.
Yeah, good, okay.
I just feel that maybe Slot's looking after him and Gravenberch. You know, so like them two have been sort of dropped. They haven't played in the League Cup games at all. They weren't even in the squad. So for me, them two are the ones he's sort of looking after. Hence why I think them two weren't playing in the squad today. I think he's trying to rest them for the weekend's game. I think Trent will be okay for Saturday.
Okay.
But I understand what Brian's trying to say as well.
Yeah, I mean long term. I don't mean in case.
Yeah,
you're
long
off. I mean
term.
just long
Could
term.
be. But I just feel like he's just saving his energies. That's my opinion, because he played for England as well in every international break since Southgate left. He's been playing, hasn't he? So because of that as well, Gravenberch has been playing for Holland as well. So I think them two have been rested, bro, for today's game. That's just my opinion.
Oh, definitely today. Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
I definitely understand. I don't know if I go with the presence of thinking that simply because you might, because there's no guarantee that he's going to leave or not going to leave. I think if you have a player like him and you can utilize him, then you utilize him for whatever is, whatever you can. So if you have a creative talent that is Trent, and it means that you're going to have him as being a main cog in the works of what you put in your system. Use him for the year that we have him. Use him for that role, and then if he ends up leaving to go to Real Madrid, for instance, hypothetically, then you either have Connor Bradley step up to be that player, or maybe you shift the responsibility to another portion of the pitch so that it still works, or you find someone that can fill that role.
Yeah, I should have made it. I should have added on to the end. Basically, it was like if Trent had 5 years left on his deal right now, would he still be playing this exact role, or would Slot be kind of? That's kind of what I was trying to get at. Like, it's not like I'm just wondering, would he be playing like this anyway? If Trent was, signed up for 5 years, I'm not going anyways. Yeah, but you're still only going to be playing as a right back kind of thing, or is he maybe kind of future proofing a little bit by making the team not as dependent on Trent?
Maybe a bit of both.
Yeah, probably usually is a bit of both, actually. Yeah, life usually is a bit of both. So,
well, then how about this too, though? What did you think about the subs that he made? He did make some subs, obviously, and the subs that he brought in. I know we already spoke on, obviously, the bringing in Konate for Kwanzaa sub. And I understand too, sometimes coaches do like to, despite the fact that we would like to see them get rest. You just spoke about how Trent got a rest, spoke about how Grava got a rest, and wasn't even an option to bring off the bench. But I know sometimes if you're going to get a player or you're going to have a player, they like to sometimes get them runs, a little bit of a run, despite the fact that they're not going to play maybe a good 30, 40 minutes maybe or something like that of a run, just so that they get the kind of the workout in, or can get their legs moving. But all the same, for him to bring out Tyler Morton and bring in McAllister, a player that you're speaking on, players that could use the rest. McAllister is one of those players that could use the rest. He brought out Endo for Neone. I can understand bringing in Neone. I would have possibly kept Endo in. We already spoke on Cody coming out for on the hat trick, but still you bring in Salah as your a player that we don't necessarily need in this game at the time that he was substituted in. We didn't necessarily need him at the time. And you also bring in Nunez as well, in for Dom, who had one or two opportunities possibly to try to get out of that funk that people think he's in. Were you?
Neone, brilliant to see. Like you say, brilliant to see him coming on.
Absolutely. I was happy to see Neone come in.
Yeah.
But the substitutions
subs are weird, man. His subs are weird. They are. They're not just tonight. His subs are getting, this is a thing. It's like, well, the last player we're going to see tonight is Mo Salah. Ping, 2 minutes later, Salah comes in. Oh, okay.
Right. Right.
Like, right.
I think it was to win us the game 3-1 up. They're going to think, oh, they're bringing Darwin and Salah on. You know what I mean? I think it was more of a mental sort of move. That's my opinion in that one. I just felt like they could have came on and scored a goal. They didn't really get involved in the game, them two, really. But I just feel like it was a sign for their team to think, oh, the Salah's coming on. You know what I mean? So we were 3-1 up when they came on up as well, weren't we? When they came on.
No, actually, we scored in the 85th minute. We scored in the 85th minute. So they actually did. So they came on. They were on for about like 15 minutes,
10 minutes
or something
before,
like that. 10, 15 minutes before that.
Yeah.
But they weren't like
involved in the goal. Yeah.
Involved into the point where they were game changers or something like that, or. You know, I mean, like if you had blinked twice, you probably wouldn't have remembered that they're on. Maybe Nunez, who had later on in the game had an opportunity to do something with it. He ended up getting knocked off the ball by a good defensive play by the Brighton defender. But yeah, other than that, it really was it was an interesting case. I didn't know if you guys really felt the way. I was kind of scratching my head a little bit when I saw like some of the substitutions. I know some people I saw earlier. I think it was Max who said something about he was not necessarily interested or didn't approve of this lineup. But yeah,
it's going to be a different game at the weekend, and despite the fact he scored 2 goals tonight, I don't think they show that much ambition at Anfield. They're going to like defend really deep. I think it's not going to be like tonight.
No, Lee, you're probably with me on this. Like, you know, like having watched football for whenever you play a team in the cup and immediately after you're playing them in the league or vice versa, when those little things pop up or you're playing a team twice in like 5 days, because it's usually this scenario, you never win both games. You always end up there. It's like something happens but I thought this would be the one. I fully expect us, even though Mitoma, he gave us a little bit of a warning of what we might expect. If he's on his game, he's very dangerous.
Yeah.
They will play a different team. We'll have a different team. But I still expect us now to go and do the business at Anfield. I think if we were going to lose one of these games, it would have been tonight's game, because they might have gone a little bit stronger than us. They were at home. Quality footballers all over the place. Ferguson and Cisse, all these boys.
We might have different starters, mightn't we, from tonight?
Yeah. No, I fully expect us to make it 2 out of 2 now. Normally, there's always one that kind of doesn't go your way. But, I just think at Anfield, I don't see them. They probably have a horrible record.
Yeah, that thing can happen. What you said with 2 games in immediate, really quickly in immediate succession against the same opponent. You don't always get both results. But I am quite positive that we will. I think we will get the results of the weekend and keep out.
Sorry to interrupt. I'll let you know. I'm just watching the draw now, so I'll let you know.
Cool. Nice one.
Nice.
Yeah, nice one.
That's what I was trying to hang out for it. That's awesome.
Rock just gave the show away, but
yeah. Well, I'd like to see who the other teams end up.
Could be Crystal Palace.
End up with as well.
Who won out of Chelsea and Newcastle in their match?
Newcastle beat them 2-0. Isak at least won. Sign him up, even with his brittle little legs.
Nigel, big up, Nigel. Been a little while. Good to see you, brother. Big up.
Hey, Nigel. Yeah, it has been.
I like Isak's skill set. I think he should go forward.
Very different. Very, very.
Okay, boys.
In the middle between a winger and a. Go ahead, Nanate. Go ahead.
Yes.
No, I was just gonna say, sorry to cut you guys. So the quarter-final draw is as follows: Tottenham versus Man United,
Nice.
Arsenal, with all the luck in the world, it's typical. Get an easy home draw against Crystal Palace. Newcastle versus. Oh god, I'm losing my mind. Newcastle versus Brentford. Sorry, and then the last one is us. We're away to Southampton.
Nice.
That's nice. I'll take that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
All day.
Southampton will
day.
beat them, no problem.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
As long as we didn't get Tottenham or Arsenal away, I'm happy with that game.
Got a decent chance of retaining the trophy now, like, haven't we?
we have. I mean, my thing is, I don't want Tottenham to win it. I don't want Arsenal to win it, and I don't want Man United to win it. Either three of them. So if we don't win it, I don't mind who else apart from those three. So yeah.
I think Crystal Palace could be a surprise for Arsenal.
It could be after tonight's result. You're right,
You know?
but I still see Arsenal getting through.
I mean, they could put a
I'd
little
rather
more
play
emphasis.
Southampton. Tell you that much.
Yeah,
The game's going to be
play
right
Palace.
around. I think the games are scheduled for like the week before Christmas, right? There are the games. I think I heard. So
Oh, no, that's
Yeah, usually.
semi.
Yeah.
No, the quarters are really soon.
Yeah,
Quarters will be really soon. The semis are around
January.
Yeah.
yeah.
So I think the quarters are quite soon.
I think they said the
Around
week before
late
Christmas.
November. Right?
But I'll see check for you.
Yeah, I think you're right.
As soon as City drop out, you're looking at going, oh, okay, maybe, you know.
Yeah, that's what when I saw. That's why I was like, hey, I said it. Spurs will do well against City, in particular because they were at home as well. That was a milestone game for Ange today in his win. This is the first all competitions. This is the first 5-game home winning streak he's had under his regime. So,
I wanted him to be Liverpool manager back in the days.
He's a bit chaotic, isn't he? I don't know how it would have worked out. They have some mad results, man. They have some mad results.
But I reckon he's doing a good job. He's doing okay. You know, the defeat they got beat 4-1, was it the weekend or was it?
Yeah, they just throw these. No, they lost 1-0 to Palace. They lost 1-0 to Palace. Yeah, like that's the thing. They're capable of going and putting 4 past somebody, anybody.
But
you know, and then go and
that.
do a 1-0 to Palace or thrown away. It's
but then they're going to beat Man City the game after. You know what I mean?
Yeah, really good fun to watch. Yeah. You know, they and that's what Spurs fans, they don't really expect to win stuff because they never have. They just kind of want good football and then to, you know, be kind of good.
Yeah,
but they mainly just want good football. You know, so they like him. Charismatic kind of guy. Yeah, Kloppish. I can see why you would have wanted.
Yeah, it's not personality. No.
Big personality. Yeah, that whole thing. But he's doing well. He's riding out a few bad results, but I can see them doing Man United. Would we meet them?
Quarterfinals will take place, as I said earlier. Will take place in the week commencing December 16th.
So that's December 16th. Yeah, that's not too bad. But if we win
Christmas,
if we win our game against Southampton, do we meet the winners of Arsenal versus Palace? Is it or?
I think it's a fresh draw.
No, it's a fresh draw, so it'd just be semi-final.
Oh, it's a fresh draw again. Okay.
Yeah, that's all. Yeah,
that's good then. That's good. So it goes back to whoever, just the luck of the draw, basically, for semis.
So yeah, quarters. What you're saying? If that's a draw, is that straight depends in the quarters, or is that a replay?
No replay.
No replay.
So if it goes to 1-1, then it's just penalties, straight to pens.
Okay.
Yeah. So one step closer to retaining our title against, as Brian would say, against the pretenders in this tournament. In this tournament, right? Is that how you say it, Brian? Right?
I suppose anybody that is still in it and hasn't won it, yeah, they qualify as a
They
pretender.
qualify as pretenders, right?
Yeah.
So
We
and
played Southampton in the cup so many times over the years in
One of-
both cups.
We do.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
one of when we go again, if we win, right? Let's be arrogant and say we do. One of Spurs and United will be out. One of
Mhm.
yeah, I can still see us. Yeah, we're going to get Arsenal or Spurs. Definitely, you're going to have to beat at least one of them
Mhm.
to win it. I don't want freaking Arsenal in a cup final. I don't think any of us do we?
Arteta will want it though.
Oh God!
Yeah, I don't mind that. We'll beat them.
Listen, I'm not bothered right, when it comes to that. Whoever get in the
Whoever
final, I'm
comes,
not bothered.
comes. You
The
know what I
only
mean?
way I
Yeah.
would like to see us have to take on Arsenal, to be honest with
Oh,
you, is
sick of them.
if it's at Anfield.
I just sick
I
of them.
don't want
Yeah.
to go to Emirates and try to take them on.
But we shouldn't fear them in any way, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We could beat them.
Nah, man, come on. You can beat them. Look at last season, man. You go with a handball decision. No, the guy that really should have beat them in Trent. Should
Yeah.
have been burying that 4-1. And then, yeah. I mean, nah, I'm not.
Who's-
Listen, man. Come on, man.
I'm not scared. No,
No,
I'm not
I'm
saying
not afraid of
You've
them.
been
I
watching
just
too
sick
many
of them.
Arsenal
Yeah, I
channels.
just sick of. I just don't
That's what
play
they do.
them. Yeah,
That's what the
sick of
fans
listening
do.
to Arsenal fan.
They're trying to influence
That's it,
Liverpool fans to be scared of them.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
No, I'm not scared. I'm just sick of listening to Arsenal fans talk shit about us. Basically,
That's what happens
Yeah,
when we beat
that's
them.
what over
They'll
happens.
stop.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
I'd rather
Don't
play
worry. Exactly. They're moaning about again
What,
this player,
would
that
you not
player out.
rather? Would you not rather do that to Man United though?
I'd rather do it to Man U. Yeah.
Don't
I'd rather break Amarim's heart. His first game for them just happens to be a freaking cup final or a semi-final. We gonna beat them. Yeah, I'll take that over Arsenal.
Yeah.
Bloody Lego head again. It's
Yeah.
shitty tactics.
Yeah. I know, but
Don't
the
worry.
thing about it is, what's wild about it is that, United will look at it as the same way that they looked at it last year, in that they, they'll just try their best they'll win. If they were to win that game, that would be like winning the cup in itself.
Yeah.
Against, if they were to beat us and knock us out of the tournament, it would definitely be like them winning the tournament, and it wouldn't matter to them. I think I realistically think it would not matter to a lot of fans. Would still hold it as, well, at least we beat Liverpool. That's how they look at it. As opposed to us, we wouldn't. I don't think we would ever look at it like that.
Never.
Playing Arsenal twice in 12 months is enough with their fan base. We don't want cup games as well.
Exactly, Lee. Exactly.
Let's avoid them.
Exactly. Yeah. Enough of Arsenal. Enough
All
of
the
them.
others I don't mind.
Arsenal might even take over.
Very quickly becoming my least favorite fans. I don't know about you guys.
And club as well, Brian. Like for
Oh,
me, I was saying to my
very
bro
quick.
today that they're becoming like the new United. Like it's that bad. That's how bad they are. It's like I'm viewing them as United now. That's how bad they're pissing me off half the time. The amount of nonsense that comes from their fan base. You know what happens when you don't win nothing? You want to sing and dance and shout. Them little victories is what it's all about. We don't really celebrate victories, us guys. Have you noticed? We sort of celebrate trophy wins. Like we just celebrate the big ones, But Arsenal take these little bits and bobs. And that's what it is. That's realistically like look at Tottenham as well. They got a big fan base. What are they celebrating? Nothing.
Wow.
So our football world is totally different to their world. Ours and Man City is probably like the same sort of world. Everyone else is like way below us, Come on. And that's why I don't really take heed of any other fans, really, because for me they're just noise, What you're actually talking about, or how great your club is, and this and that. What you won, a corner. That's how bad it is, bro.
Yeah.
And Arsenal.
No, you're right, man. They have that misplaced. We've won 6 trophies in the last 2 years type energy. Like I would get that from a club that had done what they think they've done, but they come at you like they're Real Madrid.
Yep.
They literally come at you they've just. It's like, where is this energy coming from? Where is this?
I think the easiest thing, at least at the time, was the easiest thing to come back at them with. It's like, you're your coach has less trophies than Eric Ten Hag. Where's he at?
Playing them in the Champions League was good because we'd been in the final twice in 3 seasons before then, and it was looking like 3
Yeah.
times in 4 seasons when we beat them until Chelsea beat us in the semi. But I remember like one of their fans saying, Liverpool have to be in every single Champions League final.
Yeah,
Like, with
kind of, yeah. It's pretty much also Madrid. After that, the rest is just garbage. But yeah, kind of.
Yeah, it was
Sorry,
a comment
Benji.
from one of their fans saying that. The
Like,
Liverpool have to
under
be in
Klopp
every
being in the
single
final was the
Champions
norm,
League
you
final.
know. Like what we did under Klopp would been like heaven for Arsenal, you know. Look how many Champions League finals we played under Klopp. We won one, and we lost. Was it another 2? Wasn't it? Yeah. So Arsenal could dream about having that type of sort of
That
limelight.
JK, that's
reaching
not even their
knockout.
history. That
I know
outstrips
it's
their
not.
history.
It's not.
3 finals. Forget even winning them. Like getting to finals is like, you know, any club can get to a final, win one. I'm not saying any club, right? But Porto did it, right? Red Star did it. You can have these kind of, you know, one-off type things. But the mark of a club is a club that's been to more actual finals than it's won. Do you know what I mean? That's a club that consistently gets the Champions League finals. And Jurgen Klopp alone at Liverpool has been in more Champions League finals than Arsenal have.
There you go. There you
Like,
go.
just there's no
Let that
comparison.
resonate. Let that
There is
resonate.
no comparison.
There's no comparison. Exactly.
These
Lisa Stansfield is it?
There isn't much of a record in the other 2 European well, there used to be 2 other European competitions, the UEFA Cup, which is now the Europa League, and the Defunct Cup Winners' Cup, which is the only thing they ever won in '94. That's it.
Yeah.
It's pretty terrible for them. Champions League wise, European Cup football wise. And that's what
It
I
was
was saying
that
about
good tournament. We got rid of it like about 30 years ago.
Lisa.
And Arsene Wenger became famous for always getting them into the Champions League.
Yeah.
That was the back end of his career. 10 years. Oh, it doesn't matter. We'll always qualify for the Champions League. It's like, yeah, but you kind of get there and
Participation
then
is
do
celebration,
nothing.
bro. Sometimes.
Yeah, it was just enough. It was like, for a club that big that spent that much money, I'm not saying they should be winning things. Like, you know, PSG can't win a Champions League, but to have made such like little impact in Europe over what 30 years, 40 years, they have done absolutely nothing. It's bizarre. I think I've always said that Arsenal are allergic to Europe. They just are. They can't do it. It's in our
Back
DNA.
in '94, when they
win-
won the Cup Winners' Cup, my feelings to Arsenal were so neutral that I wanted them to do it and, you know, willed them to do it, and they did, and I enjoyed that they beat, like, I think they beat an Italian side on the way. I can't remember who they played in the final, but I wanted them to do it, and they did. But yeah, Europe's never been their thing, you know what I mean? That was like a long time ago, 30
Like
years ago,
West Ham.
1994.
West Ham have won a European trophy more recently than Arsenal have.
Yeah, they've won. They actually, how about this? West Ham has won in Europe. So
Oh yeah. So
That's what I'm saying. A
Newcastle,
European trophy more recent.
Newcastle,
yeah, recent European trophy.
I think Norwich myself did Norwich once. I know Ipswich
No,
definitely.
they got to the Norwich. Norwich got to like the
Norwich
quarters
come
in the
Ipswich.
Champions League. Got knocked out by Bayern Munich.
Ipswich was under Bobby Robson. The side with
that's
like
82.
John
I think
Wall,
that's
Eric Gates. There's loads of good players. Franz Tyson, Arnold Muir, that was a good Ipswich side. That there's loads actually.
Well, you know, 600 million. 600 million. You know, and it's like, I don't know, it's something like their fans are just like, oh well, you know, we never do anything in Europe. It's like, yeah, but you know, should you kind of not like Bergkamp, Henry, Vieira?
Yeah.
Come on, these guys never even touched the sides. They got to the final against Barca, yeah, but jeez, man, weird.
All right, so trying to map out the route towards a final. if I was looking at getting into that final, like you were speaking on earlier.
Yeah.
At
Tottenham,
these teams that are
Man United,
listed here.
Tottenham.
Yeah, you gotta pick. What would be
Give
the
that to
path you'd like
Tottenham,
to take to the final if we were blessed enough to go
Mhm.
and get there?
Well, Tottenham
Like-
win. We can agree on that. Yeah, Tottenham will win.
Tottenham will win, yeah. Arsenal, Palace, Arsenal.
Arsenal.
Newcastle, Brentford, Newcastle at home. I think Newcastle will do that. Southampton, Liverpool, Liverpool. So I'm happy to get Newcastle in the semis. That'd be cool.
Then Arsenal
And
United,
then-
Arsenal face
and
Tottenham
then-
in the
so
semi.
then-
That'd be fun.
Yeah, so then you have Arsenal versus Spurs in the semis. Who do you want to
That'd be
see
cool.
get out of that?
Tottenham, and then play them in the final again.
Yeah, but I don't, JK. I think if he wants to and they play it the right way, I don't think he will because he'll have the league on his mind. But Brentford could do Newcastle. That's the only
think
one
that's-
I'd be.
I think they could too.
Yeah,
That's a
that's
shame.
the only. But it just depends on whether he rests. Pretty much everybody.
Like who you
They
rest,
don't have
yeah.
a big squad. Yeah. But if
Yeah.
Brentford decided to go all out against Newcastle and Newcastle rest a few, that's the only really kind of coin tossy other. The rest is Southampton, obviously Liverpool, Arsenal, Palace, obviously Arsenal. Tottenham at home to Man United, you'd have to say Tottenham. Angelo wants a trophy. Tottenham fans,
Yeah, that would be really, really important. Exactly.
He'll go all out. I think he will go all out. So that will leave. Yeah, not mad about playing any of them, to be honest with you. They're all
I don't mind
tricky
any of them.
baskets.
Tell the truth.
I think Newcastle will go for it, like rather than resting players. You know what I mean? To sniff of a trophy for them, like at this stage. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I think they'll
You
try.
definitely got to go.
yeah,
He's
no,
definitely
that's
gotta
true.
go. Probably.
Because he starts Isaac tonight. I think that shows you everything. He starts Isaac tonight.
Yeah.
He's one of the
It
most
must be
important players, but
Arsenal
also
fans.
most injury prone. And he starts him in the cup game, so they're obviously going for that cup. Clearly going for that cup.
Yep. Very true. Very true. I wouldn't mind seeing us. If Brentford were to win, I wouldn't mind seeing us have a home match against Brentford in the next round. Then, out of the two, I would say, I'd like to see I'd like to see Palace in the final, but and I know that's
Win the
easy.
final.
Yeah.
Jeez.
I'd like to see Palace.
So
get
Palace
to the final.
to beat Arsenal, then beat
And then to beat Manchester United or something like that, or Spurs. And let Spurs be Spursy. And get the London matchups. Get the London matchups just the right way. So Crystal Palace plays Arsenal.
1, 2,
then maybe
3,
they have a
4
home
London
match
clubs
against-
here.
Yeah.
They got 4 London clubs in there still.
So that would be my shout. Lisa's.
How much do you think? And
then our good friend G will have to make some tough decisions. He'll have to
And
make
which
some
end?
tough
Which end do you sit in for a start?
Which end do you sit in?
Which end do you
What
sit in?
kit do you wear?
Is there a half and half kit?
Oh,
Is there a half and half tracksuit?
Yeah.
Half and half
He
taxi?
knows,
Maybe.
He knows we are just
Yeah.
just playing. It's all playful banter. So yeah. That's at least what I would like to see. It's tough. It's tough.
The fact that Villa are back in the Champions League and were able
They
to
would
be
go. By the way, they would go all out in that final. It would be. I think if it was Newcastle Liverpool in the final, I think that
that'd be
Newcastle.
nice. Liverpool Newcastle would be nice final. Yeah.
I wouldn't want to see that final only because I know Newcastle would play us not only tough, they're going to play us a little bit dirty too, I think.
No, don't worry about that. It's a great game. It's a great lineup. It's 2 fingers to, You see, if Liverpool play Newcastle, it's 2 fingers up to all the London clubs, and it's 2 fingers up to all the Manchester clubs. So it ticks both boxes.
I got what you're saying. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
And we'd beat them. So yeah,
be interesting. It'd be interesting. Who knows though? Who knows? I mean, as Brian reported earlier, Newcastle owners.
Quick question:
already.
Who do you think that out of all those teams, who do you think a cup win would be the biggest for? Considering we have a new manager and what we just out of all those
Spurs.
teams, Spurs. Easy. Okay.
That's my call. That's at least my show.
Yeah.
I mean, taking us out of the picture, obviously. I mean, it would be big for us. I think it's big because it'll.
Yeah, but we've got like 20 of the things, so you know.
It'll be big for us, though. I still think it'll be.
We got a lot of them, though. You know,
I mean, it'll be considering it's the first cup that you can actually put in the cabinet for the year. And considering, all of the press that's been circulating around,
don't talk yourself out
come in and do what his predecessor did on his way out would be a very, very big thing. But I just think that
I think you're right. No, don't talk. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, 100%.
I'm still sticking Spurs though.
Yeah, I agree 100%. For Spurs, it would be huge.
Yeah.
Like I say, we've got like 10. It could be great. We've got like loads of things in the cupboard over there, But for them, I think to finally win a trophy.
Oh yeah, they might even have they might have a parade for it.
Oh, they probably should. Like, it's probably one of the best stadiums in world football right now. Like, I think it's ranked like as the second or something. Imagine being
you mean
Spurs stadium?
Spurs,
yeah, and they've won nothing.
Yeah.
They've won nothing. Literally nothing. It's crazy.
Okay. Yeah. No. Yeah. You guys? Lee,
no,
do you have an answer for? Yeah. Do you have an answer for the Irishman? KJ thinks it's going to be KJ and Nigel both say Newcastle.
Yeah.
Oh, let me see.
They had their chance.
That one because they're at home. Yeah, I reckon Newcastle might get 2 that one because they're at home. Maybe.
No. The question, Lee might have missed. I was just asking, out of all the teams that are left,
minus take us out of the equation. Take us out.
Oh yeah, take us out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which team would be the big? What would be the biggest? Which team would be winning the cup? Be the biggest for? Which team would be like that cup would mean a huge amount to them?
Yeah, it'd be huge for Newcastle. It'd be huge for Spurs. It was one day Ramos for Spurs, 2005, won at the League Cup. So it's like 20 years in it. Come next summer. The summer that's come in 20 years since they won anything, and that makes me feel old. It is a long time, like.
Yeah, for me, Spurs, Brian.
Spurs.
Yeah, I think so too.
They do at least have a slightly more recent history of winning cups than Newcastle do. Newcastle, you've got to go back a very long time for Newcastle, but it'd be massive for Newcastle, mate. Huge for them.
No, it would be important for.
Okay, I can think of a much better way of asking this question. I can think of a much better way of answering. So, taking us out of the equation, which of those teams would you least begrudge winning the trophy?
Spurs.
Which of those teams would you least have a problem with? Would least annoy you if begrudge? If you know what I mean by begrudge. Which out of those teams would piss you off the least?
Yeah.
By saying, fair play to them. It was great to see.
Fan base of bone there, like.
No, I'd say Brentford. Out of all those teams, Brentford would be for me.
Well, Lee, you said Spurs, yeah.
Yeah.
JK, which would least piss you off if one of them had to win it? Which would least piss you off?
Brentford. Brentford, if they win it, it's no problem.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They're
They're like
most
Newcastle
irrelevant.
fan base
I mean,
now.
all due respect,
Basically, what I'm saying is,
All-
like, I'd
all
like
due
Spurs to win it, like, out of all the others. I
Nah,
know it's a
man. I don't like
different answer
Spurs.
to the
Arsenal Reynolds
question.
doing it. Not Brentford for me.
Yeah, all due respect, but out of all of them, the most relevance towards us is, Brentford's a good team. It's just I wouldn't think.
Oh yeah, but that's no, 100% agree with. I know you, but it's a slightly different, in a more kind of charitable kind of sense. Who would you most out of it? Oh, that was nice to see them win the cup, kind of thing. As opposed
it was
to
nice to see them win.
Yeah, no, as opposed to it's not being a threat to us. Kind of, it just some kind of that was cool. That's nice to see them win the cup. You know, because it's obviously going to be like Brentford or Palace. It'd be nice to see them win a cup. You know, good.
Seeing Spurs lift one at Wembley would be reminiscent of my childhood, like the 80s.
Oh, can you imagine Spurs beating Arsenal at Wembley? Spurs beating with like a dodgy decision.
No,
I want to be so.
What would be
special?
Yeah. What would be special is if Spurs beat Arsenal to get to the final to only lose to us.
Yeah, that'd be a good one. That'd be a good one. That's a better one.
No, if we're taking us out of the equation, but if we're taking us out of the equation, I just think Tottenham doing over Arsenal would be so funny, especially if it was a contentious decision, which was obvious to everybody else, but would give Arsenal fans just enough of a chink of a light to go nuts about for a year, because they're already so paranoid. That would probably tip them over the edge, and it's kind of getting funny to watch it at the moment. Yeah. I think we're beating Southampton, so we got to start taking this one. You know, the whole do you take it seriously? Do you play? No, we're in a quarterfinal now.
You got to take serious. I mean, Southampton's. Yeah. I'm still looking at Southampton as a game that you got to take serious. We are not looking past us. We're not looking past any of these matches. Every game is important, as everyone knows, and that's a message to the universe. We understand that, and we are confident that we can win, we should win, we will win, but we're also humble enough to know that we won't take anything for granted when it comes to these games. So Southampton, I would love to see. I like the fact that we have Southampton because most likely, do you think Southampton? A real quick question: do you think Southampton will play their best squad?
Yeah. Like yesterday, they lost 3-2. They beat Stoke 3-2. So Stoke got the first division. So I have no really worries about them because I think, look at our team today. It wasn't full strength. It was pretty our second team, you know, and we still did pretty well if we didn't let them 2 dodgy goals in. So for me, like whatever team, I think we won't go full strength against them. It'll be the same as
that was the next team.
Yeah. It'll probably be the same sort of team. Maybe Salah starting in one position, maybe. But other than that, it'll probably be the same sort of team.
Okay. Nalante, you with us? Ask you the question. See if you can, yep. Same question. Next week next week. In that December matchup for this cup quarterfinal, do you think Southampton will go strong in their lineup? Like, as in, will it be their starting lineup that they normally bring out? And do you think that what kind of lineup do you think we will go up against them with?
I think 100%.
There's even another question. And does Kwanzaa play? Yeah, I start Kwanzaa. I start Kwanzaa.
Yeah. I'll start Kwanzaa. He's not going to get too much game time. He should start a few league games before then, but I don't think he will. But
I think that'll be
won't do that to him, not play him against them. I don't reckon, anyway. I'd be surprised.
Yeah. Yeah.
We've
I mean,
got them
Southampton.
away from home first in the league. I know our league game away to them is sometime probably in the early new year, because I definitely seen it in the not too far ahead fixture list when I was having a gander.
Oh, yeah, Lee. I think that's in December. I think we're at home. You know.
For what game?
I think we're at
Oh,
home. You know.
I thought we were away
Yeah.
there. I thought I saw the away fixture first.
Because I think someone can check that. I think it's Southampton, and then it's either Champions League game and then Man City.
Yeah.
I think.
Southampton's away.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, it's away. Okay. Right. Okay. But yeah, I know that's in December.
Our next game is obviously Brighton this weekend.
Brighton or November.
Leverkusen, and then is the
Villa.
And then Villa, and then Southampton.
Yeah. Yeah. So end of November.
But Villa will be our last game before the break. Southampton is our first game after the international break.
Okay, so it'd be 20 something. Okay. Yeah, I thought so. I think with this, it really, again, it depends of who we've got available. I think that's the key. Well, definitely, and obviously, if not, then we will be having a bit of a meltdown. Chiesa should be back by then, way back before then. So, if he's fair, I'll be starting. Yeah. If he is, then I mean, we'd be resting the majority of our players during that period. So it's Southampton. So I think we'll have a lineup similar, maybe one or two experienced players in than we had today. So
Okay. Lee, do you think we'll play strong lineup, or they'll play a strong lineup against us?
Do you think they will? Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Try and they need results, and I don't think they'll just dismiss the tie. Nah, they'll want to play a good team, won't they? And give a good performance. Basically, they want to play their best side. I think they'll give a good performance to try and help the league form.
Okay. And Brian.
Very hard to know because
you
have a lot of games between now and then. And they're one of those teams. Well, yeah, probably, they have fewer games, but one of those teams. It's kind of like, you should definitely bin it off because you should put more emphasis on staying up, yada yada. But these guys were gone the day they came up, almost. They're one of the least kind of. No, you can't even pretend to be doing something. You're not going to stay up. You're not going to win anything. What do you do? There's a chance this guy won't even be the manager. When we meet them. Really hard to call. I don't know what they'll do. Why would they play a full strength squad against us if they have a league game to play? If they might be able to creep out of relegation zone.
That's the good question. That's why I'm saying, if they could possibly crawl out of relegation, then out of that relegation spot that they're in.
Nigel's saying they'll play a full strength squad, right? If I'm their manager, I'm with you. Like you're saying, no chance.
But you recognize the fact that, albeit they have 1 point, right? That's what they're on currently.
Yeah, it's insane. Yeah.
But right above them, Wolves with 2 points.
Yeah.
Above them, Ipswich with 4 points. I mean, they get a win in whatever match in the Prem game. They're, Ipswich and Wolves lose. They're right in the contention of getting out of the cellar. And I didn't realize that Crystal Palace is in 17th place. Wow.
They've only started to pick up a tiny bit of form.
6 points on the year so far.
Yeah, I look, these boys. I can't even remember what his name is. He is getting judged, getting sacked, getting whatever on what they do in the league, not what they do in the cup.
Right.
Yeah. So the fact that he's at home maybe puts a little bit more emphasis on him to do something. But if I'm a Southampton fan, I'm already assuming we're getting relegated, by the way. But there's no way, I'm not binning it off, but there's no way I'm going full strength against Liverpool. No chance. And I am totally binning it off, by the way. If I am the manager, I'm like, fuck this cup, man. I'm going to try and say this. No chance am I going to put out all my best players and two of them, one of them does a hamstring, the other one gets... No. I'm going to put out a team that looks like I'm trying. Yeah, it looks like you're trying. You're not totally binning it off, but it looks like you're trying. But you're probably two main guys are sat on the bench. Because it's a free hit. It's like, of course we got beat by Liverpool. What are you going to do? Sack me because we got bet by Liverpool? No. You're going to sack me because I lost the game against Ipswich in the league. So that to me will be the way I look at it.
That's very, very true. Let's see who they even have on that week. So it would be
their normal starters for league games, and the rest to be like younger players, something like that.
Yeah. You know what? It is a game that they would want to probably do well against. They either have Southampton. Southampton either has Spurs before their matchup, and they have Fulham. They travel to Fulham after their matchup. So those are two games that they could, or at least the Fulham games, the games that they could try to get a result out of. So.
As a manager, that's my job, is to keep us in the league. You know, the fact that they're already in a quarterfinal, hey, well done, dude. Nice one. Bit of extra, maybe a bit of extra cushioning to, the fact that you've only got 1 point in the league. Which,
the very next week after that, they have Crystal Palace. So, they're going to make some ground up. It's right there and then. They'll definitely have to.
Normally, 1 point, you're gone now. But he can point to Wolves, he can point to Ipswich, he can point to Palace and go, we're only 3 points. Yeah, 1 point is kind of really bad, but it's not like we're 17 points off the next club. But yeah, most years somebody with that week. I just think Southampton are one of those people that go, unfortunately, you know what we'll do? We'll get promoted, spend nothing, make a shitload of money, probably get relegated, not sack a manager because that will cost money, go down, get parachute payments, and basically have made 120, 150 million just by getting promoted and relegated, and then, I don't know, do whatever again.
Try to get back into the league.
It's tragic, really, isn't it? It's imagine because they used to be a really good club, like not like special or anything, but just a good club. It's just that kind of.
Look at it this way, our captain played for them.
Oh yeah, sure, yeah. We got some hits and misses, more misses than hits, but Lovren, Van Dijk, Lallana, Mane,
some good players. Some really, really good players.
A proper club.
I know, man. Maybe we should try that out sometime. It's like, try to figure out who would have had what team, if they just kept their players, would have had like the best one, like one of the best teams. That'd be interesting.
Oh, they're right up there. They are right up there. Southampton, without a doubt, man. They are 100% probably top 4, maybe.
Yeah, feeder team champ or something like that, or something to call it, or whatever. They are definitely they sometimes end up being a feeder team to a lot of the bigger name clubs that come in and.
Oh, I'd say Southampton and West Ham would have two of the best. Like if they hadn't lost, you'd have Lampard, Ferdinand, Joe Cole, these type of people.
Okay. We'll have
Yeah,
to.
it was
We'll do some
great
research in
academy.
that idea. We'll do some research in that idea. I saw actually real quick before we bounce because we're going to be ending the show right here, but I did see what's they call it The Rest is Football, right? It's the name of the show, correct?
Like that Lineker.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
With Alan Shearer and Richards is on that show too. They actually, I just saw that they just did our Frankenstein episode. Actually, they just did our Frankenstein episode. Interesting.
That was a good one. Yeah.
So yeah, you never know. A lot of what you're seeing here is like some really good content that is like, groundbreaking, because we have some great participants. This panel has been excellent as always. Chat, you've been incredible and undefeated as always as well.
And we haven't even mentioned Yaros' save, by the way.
Oh, yeah?
We haven't even mentioned it.
Yeah.
What a save.
Brilliant save.
It was a brilliant save. He had a decent game. Oh, he had a decent game. That helped. We'll get into the ratings tomorrow. We'll talk a little bit more about it tomorrow. It's a win. It's a win. It's on to the quarterfinals, and we continue the path towards retaining our belt, our Apple belt. So with that said, Irishman, do you want to say anything to people before we allow for them to enjoy the rest of their Wednesday?
No, just the usual. Thanks for being here, and see you again tomorrow.
Yes. Yeah. Invitation. That was definitely true. A good save. Lee, do you have anything to say to the people?
Thanks to everyone in the chat. Enjoyed that. And keep the League Cup where it is in our trophy cabinet. It is the trophy cabinet that it likes being in the most, where it's being the most. So why not keep it?
Why move it? Why
there you go, Lee. I like that angle. That is a well said statement. Yeah. Well said. JK, anything you'd like to say before we allow for everyone to enjoy the rest of Wednesday?
Just let's do the same thing Saturday.
Boom. It's got to repeat. Go. Yeah, I guess. I don't really want to get. I don't want to have a 3-2.
I think it's a win. As long as we win.
I want to win, but I don't want to. I don't want to have one of those like, oh man, we keep bombing.
But JK, you're a man of auras, so you'll know that liver birds eat seagulls.
Seagulls.
There you go.
Did you say seagulls? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. So today we'll have the main course Saturday.
There you go. There you go.
It was just the wings today. It was just the wings.
The
breast and the thigh on Saturday. Yeah.
Now they're grounded. Yeah. Exactly.
Kentucky Fried Seagull. Yeah. KFS.
I'd make a nice badge, actually, wouldn't it? I'd make a nice new club badge, the Lauderdale. Actually, getting hold of the seagull, getting to grips with it.
Yeah, it would be. It would.
Badge.
The latte
in the mouth. I get you. Yeah, I get you. Yeah. No, latte, do your thing. Do your thing.
The latte. You have the floor for your final thought.
Ladies and gentlemen, sorry about that, guys. All right, guys, we've come to the end of another show. Again, as I do, as every ending, this has just become freestyling. The most of the hosts, 12th man, the man with the frying pan. Catch him if you can in Arizona. If you can, yes, you can, 12th man. JK, the man with the knowledge, the international man. I've been in Werk uns Dunstreis. You know, he's in Germany, Germany up, JK, the knowledge of wealth, of knowledge and positivity. We've got the flying man, Brian the Irishman, who's got all the knowledge and the wealth. He can give you debates all day long. If you want to mention the team, he'll bat for the whole of Ireland all the way to the back of Liverpool. We've got the Scousman Lee, the knowledge of more years and years of experience, always gives us the 100% knowledge of the latest at Anfield. That's the panel for today. And ladies and gentlemen, I'd just like to say, God bless you all. God bless you all. As we hear from the delights of the Emirates Stadium, well, it wasn't the delights really, was it? It was a 2-2 draw. And as Brian and JK nicely put it, you know, what do live birds do, Brian? Can you please mention again for the chat?
They eat seagulls.
Exactly. You heard it there, and that's what we're going to be doing on Saturday. We've done part 1, and as the sequel, you know, in the movie part 2, they say the bad guy comes back, but what happens? He loses, doesn't he? He tries a bit harder, but he loses, you know. So it'd be the A team against the A-ish team of Brighton, shall we say? But that's fine. As Brian said, we'll scoop them up, have a nice dinner, and then we'll talk about it again in the chat. So, ladies and gentlemen, as I like to do, I wrap up, and as I say, be safe. Please take care one another. Arrivederci, sayonara, au revoir, en français. Goodbye and good night.
Big up, and thank you for that as always. Yeah, here we go. On to Saturday, we'll have a ratings and review show for you guys tomorrow, and then Friday we will do a short preview because Friday is going to be tough for me to get a show in, so we might have to do it either a little earlier than normal, but we will get a show in Friday as well. And other than that, hey, it's up the Reds each and every day. Thank you for joining us today for this instant match reaction, and hope to see you guys tomorrow. Take care as always. Peace, guys.